Shalom, Israel. Welcome back to Each One Reach One. Got another one coming. All right, this one right here, y'all, pre-warned. All right, this is your warning. This is going to be another long series, just like the Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death. All right, in that series, man, the Most High put it on my spirit to go after the Old Testament onlys and the law pushers, right? They needed to get that work. This is a season for the enemies of the Most High being made manifest, for everybody who's in error to be brought to the light, for them to be shown to be false prophets, false teachers, and so forth. Right now, those who have the true doctrine, the true spirit of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, gotta be brought out. We gotta see who his people are, who are the elect. In this video series, I should say, it's time for the Christians to get that work. And this is the best time. Everybody who's been affected by the pandemic, you sitting at home right now, you unemployed, go on and pull up a seat. You about to get a check for sure. You about to get that work. So listen up. Let's begin properly by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. All praises due. The Christians is already freaking out. To who? To who? That ain't my God's name. He didn't say nothing about my Jesus. I'm out of here. Oh, you out of here. Just not out of here the way you think you out of here. When that man, that Hebrew man come back, named Yahweh Shai, that Hebrew man with the Hebrew name, that you keep calling by the Greek name, and when you think about him, you see that white man with that stringy hair and the blue eyes. Oh boy, oh yeah, you out of here, all right. I'm about to give you this work. Oh, that work he got for you? Yeah. You keep looking forward to the rapture if you want to. No. Different word. Capture. Yeah. That's the word you were looking for. Because he gonna capture your dumb asses, fuck you up. And the ones he don't fuck up and kill, oh, he gonna capture you and turn you over to his men. Oh boy. Oh boy. Slavery. It's coming. Get ready. It's about to go down. In the spirit of what we're doing, let's not waste any more time. All right. And get to it. Oh, wait a minute. I got another public service announcement. All right. For you pastors, for you false shepherds out there, those of you who have led the flock of the Most High astray, those of you who have helped to cause the Gentiles and all the heathens and everybody else to disrespect the Most High and his people. The Most High put it on my spirit. He said, I got a message for him, son. Make sure you tell him this for me.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing.
You about to lose your job. Uh-oh, the people about to wake up. You about to lose your job. Boy, you've been detaining the Most High's word for a long time. You've been keeping his people detained for a long time. Now it's judgment season. Y'all about to lose your jobs. What you gonna do when the people start running out of those churches? Because this is the time of the awakening. It's over for you folks. You did your job. You did what you had to do. You were supposed to lead a bunch of folks astray. That was your purpose. That's what you were put in place for. Because there's a bunch of people who didn't repent in the ancient world, who rejected the real Messiah, Yahweh, Son, Yahweh Shai, and y'all had to be awakened in this time to everlasting shame and contempt. And that he did. Let's begin this lesson in Exodus chapter 32, verse 11. And Moses besought the Lord his power and said, Lord, why doth thy wrath wax hot against thy people? Wait a minute, Moses, is Moses tripping? Why didn't he say, why does your wrath wax hot against the whole world or against the people? He said, thy people, like not all of the people are his people. Am I tripping? Let's Let's continue on. Which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand. No. I wasn't tripping. I use context, the context clues. See, I didn't just stop. I didn't just assume. We read it all the way through. So we got the context. We understand what's going on here. There's a certain people that the Most High brought out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand. Who were they? Christians? Is that who he brought out? You guys say Christians are his people. Is that who he brought out of Egypt? Christianity didn't exist then. So no, he couldn't have been talking about the Christians. His people had to be a people who existed before there was such thing as Christianity. But they don't talk about that in church. They lead you to believe that anybody and everybody who calls on the name of that pagan ass God, little g, that has no power, no might, no strength or ability to save. You're calling on him and thinking he's going to be your savior. You're thinking that you can call on him, and as long as you call on him, you're good. You're thinking because you've been calling on him all this time and you seem to have been getting blessings, that it was him giving it to you. That's what you think, huh? Yeah, well, 'tis the season to end your folly. You feel me? Well, if you don't, you're about to. Because I'm about to put hands on you. Spiritual hands, that is. All through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, who works through me. I'm his avatar. And he's here. And he's about to fuck you up. His words. His words. All right. So we're going to stay in Exodus right now. We're going to move down just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Because we want to get more of an understanding. See, I'm starting with Exodus because I want to walk you guys from the Old Testament up to the New Testament. See, because you Christians, y'all like to bypass the Old Testament. You guys are fucking scared of the Old Testament. Y'all don't come around these parts. These parts, this neck of the woods make y'all nervous. But we can't do that. We can't just go to the area of the city that make y'all feel good. We got to drive around this whole establishment and find out exactly what's going on in this place. All right. In this book, in this world captured inside of this book. All right. You can't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. You've heard that saying, right? You know, you've heard the saying. Now it's time to apply it. All right. New Testament. You know, that tells you a lot about where things were at the time and where they were going to go from that point on and into the future. Right. But what happened leading up to that? You can't just discount everything that took place prior to the New Testament because it doesn't make you feel good. So let's get it. We got to bring it out. Exodus 32 and 13. Moses still speaking to the Father, Yahweh. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply your seed, not the seed of the whole world. I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, not unto all of the seed of the land, all of the seed of the earth, to your seed, Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, aka Jacob. And they who? The children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Israel, the seed thereof, shall inherit it forever, for a portion of time, forever, for a little while, forever. All right, verse 14. And Yahweh repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people. So the almighty power, Yahweh, he has a certain people that he considers his people. All people are not created equal. Why am I touching this? Because the Christians like to say, and we are all God's children. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God. What does it mean to be a child of God, aka the highest, the most high, Yahweh? Are all people his children? He's responsible for all creation. Yeah, and see, we got to touch this. We got to clear this up, because there is a misunderstanding that because he is the creator and he's responsible for creating everyone and everything, that everyone that he created is considered his children. That everyone that he created is considered a child of the Most High. That doesn't match up with scripture. That's Christianity in that all-inclusive doctrine. That all-inclusive doctrine. Why would the people who invented Christianity come up with the all-inclusive doctrine? If the Most High was white and his son was a white man, do you think white folks, heathens, Gentiles will be walking around here saying, you know, everybody's included, everybody can be saved? No, they wouldn't say that. They are the kings and the queens of exclusionary activity. They love to exclude everybody that aren't them from everything that they have going on. Why would they try to include the world? Does that sound like something they would do? Does that sound like their character? Always keep in mind the character of the people that you're talking about. Keep context at the forefront of your mind. When have they ever tried to include everybody in something that they believed was for them? If they believed that the power, the Most High, looked like them, was their God, do you think these people would try to include you? Would try to include everybody that doesn't look like them? No, they would hoard it to themselves. They would try to keep the book, keep the information away from everybody, shun you away from it, and not allow you to have access to their gems, to their inheritance. But so why did they invent? Because that's who invented it. Why did they invent this all-inclusive doctrine? Because this book is not for them. It's not to them. It's not about them. So they wanted to open it up so they can be included. They wanted to be included in the salvation of the people of the book. They wanted to be included in the inheritance of the people of the book. This is how that worked. And you're continuing right now to be victimized by that white supremacist ideology and agenda, because that's all it was. It's all it was. And right now, today, you guys in those churches are getting your asses kicked by a white supremacist ideology and doctrine, because what they teach you in the church does not correspond with the book. It doesn't. It makes no sense how all of you guys can know and understand that this book is about Hebrew people. Hebrew Israelites are the ones talking and are the main focal point and characters throughout this book. This is a book by Israelites, to Israelites, for Israelites, about Israelites. If you read the book, then you know this. This is not a book written to all the people of the earth. It's not written that way at all. How do you not understand this? Why haven't you guys figured out why they came up with all these different translations of the book? What were they trying to hide? What were they trying to hide? So if you know that the people of the book were Hebrew Israelites, not English-speaking people, if you know that they were Hebrew Israelites and that was their native tongue, and they weren't the Greeks by blood or by practice, they were the Gentiles by practice, but not the Gentiles by blood, right? How come you guys don't understand that it's impossible for the Messiah to have a Greek name if he was a Hebrew man, right? He came from Judah. He didn't come from the other 10 tribes. Judah was still aware of their nationality, of being Israelites. They still spoke Hebrew, okay? Hebrew man, Hebrew parents, Hebrew language. And they named their son a Greek name? Are you fucking serious? Stop the fucking madness. You guys are playing and their playtime's over. There's no more room in this arena for childish things. We're separating your fantasies from reality. And reality is going to hurt, Christians. This shit right here is going to hurt because everything that you've learned, your entire basis for your faith has all been built upon a lie. It's been built upon sinking sand. It is built upon sinking sand. All right? You go learn today. All right? So, you know, again, names are not transferable from language to language. Whatever your name is in your language, that's your name. You know what I mean? It cannot be translated into a different name. That's not how it works. And Hebrew names have meanings. Every name that every Hebrew Israelite had, all of the names mean something. All of the names mean something. Jesus doesn't mean anything. Okay? There's no meaning to it, especially not in the Hebrew context at all. Okay? And you guys know, you've heard it many times before, right? It's not going to be the first time you hear it when I say it, that, you know, the Most High, his son, Yahweh Shai, he existed way prior to the letter J being introduced into the English lexicon, way before even the Greeks were using it. That false deity, his name wasn't even Jesus in the Greek. Okay? It was not even Jesus in the Greek. Get yourself a King James 1611 Bible and you will see Jesus in the book. Where you put the J, where you see the J now, there is an I there. Okay? You know, we all know that the letter J came about in the late 1500s and it was introduced into the English lexicon in 1634, 1635, so one of those, right? So again, you have to ask yourself this simple, logical question. How is it that a man who was a Hebrew and existed way before the letter J existed, how is it possible that his name was Jesus? And he doesn't accept, oh, well, you know, well, I just call him that because that's what's written in the book. And, you know, he knows who I'm talking to when I say it. Is that what he says? No, that's not what he says. He says there's only one name by which men can be saved. One name, not one name, not a bunch of different translations. There is one name. Unfortunately for you, Jesus ain't it. You've been calling on the wrong entity. Sucks to be you. But let's continue to give you this work. Let's get back to the scripture. Let's take a trip. 2 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 23. 2 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 23. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people? What people? Who is thy people? Who is his people? Even like Israel. Israel. Okay? Whom the Most High went to redeem for people to himself. Do we got to get that again? Yes, we do, because there's a slow group in the back shaking their heads. I can see you. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people? Even like Israel, whom the Most High went to redeem for a people to himself, to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible, for thy land, before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and their gods. You hear that? There's no mistaking what's being said here. The Most High has a chosen people. He has a certain people that are his beloved, a certain people out of all the peoples in the earth that he wanted for himself. He knew everything that these people would do all throughout the course of history. So he didn't start off loving them and start off choosing them and then say, you know what, then later on, they started pissing him off and he said, you know what, I'm just gonna get rid of you now. I don't want you. I made a mistake in choosing you to be my people. If I'd have known y'all was gonna do all this, I wouldn't have chose you. Fucking wrong. He told you the end from the beginning. He knew everything that would happen from the beginning. He knew what was gonna happen in the end. When he created everything and brought everything into being, when he chose the people, he already knew who he was choosing and everything that they would do all throughout the course of time. This entire book is about his relationship with these people, their redemption. It's his love story with his people. That's what the entire fucking book is about. The entire book is about the fall and the redemption and rise and salvation of his people. That's what the entire book is about. He never got rid of his people. Never. He's the Almighty. He knew everything that would be before it was. He knew who he chose. He knew exactly their faults, strengths, weaknesses, and everything that was going to come along with them. And he said, I'm going to chastise them and correct them in measure throughout many generations and make them special unto me. I'm going to redeem to myself a special people to make a name for himself, for his glory, right? Verse 24, for thou hast confirmed to thyself, thy people, Israel, thy people of the whole entire earth, man. We're all children of God, man. We're all his children, man. We're all his people. That's not what the book says. For thou hast confirmed to thyself, thy people Israel, to be a people unto thee forever, forever, forever. And thou, Lord Yahweh, are become their power. Their power? That sounds possessive. Their power, not the power, not everybody's power, but their power. Who's the there? The people who he is confirmed to himself. His people, Israel, to be a people unto him, because he's the him in the thee. For how long? For a limited time basis? Forever. Thus saith the scripture. Verse 25, and now, O Lord power, the word that thou hast spoken concerning thy servant and concerning his house, establish it forever, and do as thou hast said. And let thy name be magnified forever, saying, the Lord of hosts is the power over the whole world, over the whole earth. No, that's not what it says. That's what the Christians say. What does the book say? What do the scriptures say? The Lord of hosts is the power over Israel. Israel. And let the house of thy servant David be established before thee. Verse 27, for thou, O Lord of hosts, power of Israel, has revealed to thy servant, saying, I will build thee an house. Therefore hath thy servant found in his heart to pray this prayer unto thee. Doesn't match up. Sounds like somebody was lying. Either the scriptures are lying, the Most High, he lied, or what you're learning in the church, they lied. Those pastors, those false teachers, those false prophets and apostles, those false shepherds, they lied. They lied. And I know it's easier, it's easier to be lied to than it is to accept that you were wrong. You were wrong. Bottom line. And only the elect who are still in the church right now, is gonna hear this. This is who it's mainly for, because we still have people in the churches that are part of the elect, and they need to come out. Fishing season is not over, so we still have to gather the lost sheep, those that are scattered. They have to be redeemed. They have to be brought back into the fold. This is the season that we're in right now. The Most High is calling out to his people, to the elect, and we're hearing his call. The rest of you, you won't be able to understand this. If this doesn't make sense to you, if this sounds like a bunch of craziness to you, you aren't one of his people. That's for sure. If you aren't an Israelite, you're definitely not one of his people. And even if you are an Israelite by blood, if you're not an Israelite in spirit, that means you're not one of the elect. You are one of the 2/3 of Israel, and the 2/3 of Israel have a different destiny that they have to meet with. All right. So let's continue. 1 Kings, chapter 10, verse 9. 1 Kings, chapter 10, verse 9. Blessed be the Lord thy power, which delighted in thee, to set thee on the throne of Israel. Again, blessed be the Lord thy power, not the. It's critical to understand context. It's possession, meaning this power doesn't belong to everybody. Okay, that's what the context clue should tell you. Blessed be the Lord thy power, which delighted in thee, to set thee on the throne of Israel, on the throne of the world. The throne of the earth? No, the throne of Israel. Israel. Because the Lord loved who? Israel. For a couple months. For a couple generations. Only for the duration of the Old Testament. Thus saith the Christians. What did the scripture say? Because the Lord loved Israel forever. Forever. Therefore made he thee king to do judgment and justice. Can't get around that. Let's keep it moving. Let's get Psalm 147 and 19. Psalms 147 and 19. Let's get it. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. All right, this is concerning the Most High. All right, this is concerning the Most High. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel, not to everyone. Okay, is this getting through to any of you? Why did he not showeth his word to all the people of the earth? If all of the people of the earth were his children, if everybody that he created was his child and his beloved, why didn't he show his word to everybody? Why is he singling out a certain people? He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel, not to everybody. Listen to verse 20. He hath not dealt so with any nation. I know, it hurts. And you gotta hear it again. You gotta hear it again, because you need that extra sip of water to help you swallow this, because it's stuck in your fucking throat right now. Well, go ahead, let's help this go down a little easier. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And that's for his judgments. Listen, a little more water. They have not known them. Period. Thus saith the scripture. This is why y'all hate the Old Testament. This is why y'all only skip around the New Testament, cherry picking throughout the New Testament at that, only reading all the other revised translations because the King James Version is scary to read. Oh man, it's the stuff of nightmares for you Christians. Oh boy. Oh, but we gonna bring it out. You gonna learn. You gonna learn today, boy. That's for sure. All right. So y'all got this? Everybody up to speed so far? All right, class. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. All right. Don't be scared, Christian. Go ahead. Sit back down. Sit back down. It's just words. It's just words. All right. Let's get Deuteronomy. I know. It's just words, but what it's doing to your spirit, it hurts. I know it. I know it hurts. You be all right. Did you die though? Not yet. Not yet. Oh, but it's coming. It's coming. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 23. And we want to get verse 3. An Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. Forever. These people, they still exist. And if everybody was a child of the Most High, why does it sound like he's excluding some nations from being able to come into the kingdom, from being able to be in the congregation of the Lord forever, not for a little while, forever? All right. I guarantee you there's plenty of people right now from these nations who are calling on your Jesus. Fucking hate that name. Everybody right now from all these different nations are part of Christianity, and they're calling on that name. And it's not going to save them. It's not going to save them. According to the book, there are exclusions. The book is about a certain people, and there are exclusions all throughout the book. All throughout the book. So again, the book doesn't match up with your doctrine. It just doesn't. You can't make it fit. This is the reason why the Christians stay out of the Old Testament. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a trip. Let's go back in time. Let's go back to 1 Kings again. We just came out of it. Let's go back. Let's get 1 Kings chapter 11. 1 Kings chapter 11, starting at verse 1. All right, keep up, you guys. All right, keep up. We're going to get verse 1 through 13, okay? But King Solomon, who was an Israelite, the son of David, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Sidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, look, listen, Yahweh gave the children of Israel a commandment concerning these other nations. Ye shall not go into them, meaning you don't procreate with them. You don't procreate with them. You don't mingle seed. You don't have sex. You don't create babies. Neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your hearts after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. In love. See, that was his problem. That was his problem. The Most High didn't want us loving these people. See, it wasn't even so much of the fact that, he didn't want his men having sex with these women from the other nations. It's that he didn't want us cleaving to them in love. He didn't want that to happen. But Solomon, he was weak in the flesh, and he did. All right, verse 3, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and wives turned away, and his wives turned away his heart. Notice they didn't say any queens. There are no queens in Israel. He had 700 wives, man, princesses, and 300 concubines. Solomon had 1,000 women in his stable, in his harem, in total, right? That's a lot. But it wasn't all the women that was a problem, right? It was the problems that he had all these women from these strange nations. That was part of the problem. But the main problem was that these women from these strange nations turned his heart away from the Most High Yahweh and toward their gods. That was his major sin, right? For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with Yahweh his power, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of Yahweh, and went not fully after Yahweh, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build an high place for Shamash, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. All right, so this, what you're listening to here, this is how the kingdom split. Okay, this is how it happened. After the split, Israel went heavily into idolatry and was cast away. They went into captivity. And what I mean is, when I say Israel, I mean the 10 tribes, right? Because the Most High, he made sure he kept his word with King David, and he preserved a tribe for his namesake, right? For his seed, right? So Judah and Benjamin, who were put together, make up the southern kingdom, the kingdom of Judah. And the northern kingdom are the other 10 tribes, which will be referred to oftentimes in the book as Israel, and Judah will be mentioned apart from Israel, okay? As you will see going through it, all right? So every nation that took Israel was conquered by another nation. And at the time of the New Testament, the Israelites of the 10 tribes, they were the Greeks and Romans, etc., that the apostles and the disciples went preaching repentance to. They were Gentiles by practice, not by blood, all right? Because they went into the way of the heathens, because of their captivities, because of their slavery that they went into. They adopted the customs of their oppressors, right? Of their persecutors, and they lost all of the Israelite customs, traditions, and ways. So they became known as Gentiles. The Most High divorced them, didn't allow them to be considered Israel anymore, all right? This is who Yahushua came for and sent Paul and his disciples to preach to, the scattered of Israel, not all the nations of the earth, all right? But again, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I just want to touch on that just a little bit right now, but we're going to dive deeper into all of this, okay? Let's go ahead and teleport real quick to Isaiah chapter 40. We'll begin at verse 1. The greatness of Yahweh, the greatness of the Most High. All right, Isaiah chapter 40, verse 1. Comfort ye, my people, saith your power. Why? What people? Why not comfort all the people of the earth if they're all his children? And he says, saith your power, not the power again. Your power. Why is he saying your power? Because he's speaking to Isaiah the prophet, who was an Israelite. He's the God of the Israelites. So his people, when he says, comfort ye my people, he's saying, comfort your brethren, the Israelites. Isaiah saith your power, the power of Israel. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, Israel, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she hath received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins. Stop. Now, you have to understand that a lot of these scriptures that you read in the Old Testament, they're written for a future time, all right? In other words, they're prophecies, right? The words are spoken during this time, but the manifestation is meant to happen at a future date, in a future time frame, in a future age. We know this was not for the people at the time because they were about to go into another captivity. This wasn't for them. Okay. This indeed was for another time. All right. The Most High was trying to comfort his people because prior to Isaiah chapter 40, the Most High had just finished telling the people that they were about to go into captivity. He just finished explaining their upcoming captivity to them. So now following that, coming out of chapter 39, now he wants to comfort them concerning that captivity he just told them they were about to go through. He's trying to let them know, okay, you're going to go through this captivity, but afterward, you're going to be okay. I have plans for you later. I will bring it to an end at some point, okay? So he wanted to give them a consolation. He wanted them to be able to go into their captivity with some hope of the future. He wanted them to take his chastisement while also, no, I'm sorry. He wanted them to be able to take his chastisement without just being completely down and beaten, right? So he wanted to motivate them with some comfortable words, with the hope, right? With something to look forward to. He wanted to give them a silver lining, so to speak. He wanted to give them a light that they could see at the end of the tunnel to keep them going when they were going through all of their oppressions of captivity. Okay? Verse 3, the voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for all her sins. Wow, for our power. I just started reading the line at the top for a second. Let's read that again because we can't be fucking up the word of the Most High. The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our power. This is a prophecy, right? And for those of you who can receive it, those who understand, this was a foreshadowing of John the Baptist, right? That he would make straight in the desert a highway for our power. He would make straight, and the power would come in the form of Yahushua, the Messiah, right? His son, who the Most High would dwell in. He would become one with his son. And he would come, he is the power that the highway was going to be created for by the voice of him that cried in the wilderness, which was John the Baptist. Okay? Prophecy of John the Baptist. That's why you can't throw out the Old Testament. It all matters. The Old Testament and the New Testament are linked. You can't have one without the other. It doesn't work that way. Okay? It doesn't work that way. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord. You can't be just trying to live in the New Testament because it makes you feel good and it's saying things that you like to hear, and the Old Testament is scary and you don't want to read it because it condemns you and it convicts you and it tells you, it reveals to you that salvation is not for you. It reveals to you that you aren't the people of the book. It reveals to you that the Messiah didn't come for you. So you're scared. But the Most High, he ain't gonna allow you. He's not gonna allow you to just skip over all of the meat of the Old Testament so that you can enjoy the cake. So you can enjoy the cake that is the New Testament. Oh, wow, tripping. See, it helps when you spell stuff right. Tripping. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I know it's in the book. I know somebody's out there yelling, you're spelling it wrong, man. All right. Philippians chapter 2, verse 11. It's a lot for that. All right. And that every tongue should confess that Yahushua HaMashiach is Lord, to the glory of the Father, to the glory of the Most High, the Father. All right. This is important, because why would it write this? Why would everybody need to confess this? Because everybody didn't believe it, and everybody wouldn't believe this in the current time that we're in right now. That every tongue should confess that Yahushua HaMashiach is Lord, to the glory of the Most High, the Father. Okay? You got to get it. You got to get it. All right? Now, you better start confessing. Not Jesus, Yahushua is Lord. Okay? Remember, Hebrew man, Hebrew name, Yahushua HaMashiach is Lord, to the glory of the Most High, the Father. Okay? Yahushua came on behalf of the Father. He was indeed what we just read before. Let's go back. Prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our power. He's the power. He's the power that would come for the glory of the Father, the Lord, who come and he existed to the glory of our Father. All right. That was his entire purpose, was to come and bring glory to the Father, to come and recover that which was scattered and lost of the Father. Right. That's what he did. He came to recover that which was lost. Let's get Revelation. Everything that he did was for the glory of the Father. Why do I get that? I get the reason why I brought up Philippians chapter 2 and 11 is because even though it's there, Christians still like to take the Most High, the Father, out of the equation. They want you to think that it's just the Messiah. He's the new God on the scene, and the God, the mean old God of the Old Testament, he's been done away with, and he's no longer in control. And now all you got to do is just show reverence to Yahushua, show reverence to the Messiah, and now you're good. But you're not. Yahushua never told you that anywhere in the New Testament. And if you take the Father out of the equation, you are in gross error. All right? Gross error. So let's get Revelation chapter 1. Let's get verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. We got to get it again. Let's do it again. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Prophecy about what's to come. And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. If it was going to be a glorious thing for all of the earth, all of the nations of the earth when he comes, why are they going to wail because of him when they see him? Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because when he comes, when he shows up, and everybody sees that Negro man coming out of the sky, man, they're going to know they fucked up. They're going to wail. They're going to know we fucked up. Oh, man. Because the realization of what the implications of that are is going to hit them like a ton of fucking bricks. Wait a minute. If the Messiah, oh my goodness, he's a Negro. Oh my goodness, the Negroes were his people. Oh shit, what did we do? We're in trouble. We're about to die. We're about to die. Yeah, that's why they're gonna wail. That's why they're gonna wail. It's gonna be a scary sight. All you so-called Christians are gonna be fucking terrified when he shows up. You are not about to get raptured, any fucking where. Not gonna happen. Oh, you'll be here. If those of you who he want to be here to see him come, and some of you, he's gonna get you the fuck up out of here before he arrives. But those of you who he allows to be here when he shows up, oh man, you're gonna wish you were one of those people that had already died. Yeah, you're gonna wish for death and shall not find it. Better believe that. All right. Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 40 and see Christianity got y'all fucked up. When that day comes, that great and terrible day of the Lord, when it comes, you're going to be on the wrong side of wrath. There is no salvation for you. You better start getting this right now and start making yourself right. For you heathens, you want to make sure that you start trying to cling to his people right now. You want to try to do the best job you can right now to get in his good favor, to get in his good graces, at least somewhat, so that you don't experience wrath to the extent that he could deliver it to you. You better hope for some form of grace. And there are going to be certain Gentiles are going to be allowed to cling to the house of Israel. You better hope to be included in that number. Oh, they're still going to be servants and handmaids. You know what I mean? They still got servitude and slavery coming. But there's levels to everything. You dig what I'm saying? So you better start getting yourself right now. Get your house in order. And for those of you who are of the elect, who are of the bloodline, and you're listening to this, if your spirit is bearing witness with this, you are of the elect. Come on out. Come home. Come to our gathering. Get the fuck out of the church. It ain't for you. It's set up for your destruction, Israel. Isaiah 40:9. O Zion, that bringeth good tidings. Why is it Zion that brings good tidings? Because Zion, the people, Judah, we're the ones who are bringing this good news to the earth, to the world. It's us. We're the ones bringing the good tidings of the Most High, right? We're the mouthpieces of the Father because we're his people. He only deals with his people. All throughout the book, he spoke through his prophets. He spoke to his people. Does the same thing. He does not deal with other nations. He does not. So you've been dealing with false shepherds, false prophets, false apostles this entire time to your destruction and detriment. O Zion, that bringeth good tidings, get thee up into the high mountain. O Jerusalem, that bringeth good tidings. See, now I'm talking about Israel. Jerusalem, he's talking about Israel. Zion, he's referring to Judah. That bringeth good tidings. Lift up thy voice with strength. Lift it up. Be not afraid. Saying to the cities of Judah, behold, your power. Your power. This is what he wanted to know. This is what he wanted us to do. That's what we're doing right now. We're lifting up our voices. We are no longer afraid. We're calling on the correct name of our power, Yahweh, Bahashem HaMashiach Yahweh Shad. And we're saying to our people, Judah, behold your power. Judah, if you're in the churches, behold your power. He's calling to you. Get the fuck out. Come on home. The gathering of the real church of HaMashiach Yahweh Shad is taking place. If you've been feeling like you've been in the wrong place in that church the whole time, it's because you have been. Your spirit has been trying to tell you something. Now you're hearing it. Now you're hearing what your spirit already was telling you. What you're already feeling in your spirit, you're hearing it right now. Follow the voice of Yahweh Shai right now, speaking through his man right now, his servant. I'm his avatar. I'm being used for his work right now. It is him speaking through me. He's putting his words in my mouth for your benefit. If you hear me, if you hear him, come out. Verse 10, behold, the Lord power will come with strong hand. Woo! He is not coming as the cuddly lamb that he was in his last go round. Everybody got him all the way fucked up. All the way fucked up. He is coming with a strong hand. Don't be the one who's the recipient of what he's going to do when he gets here. Behold, the Lord power come with a strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. The arm of the Most High is his son. That's who's going to rule on behalf of the Father. His son shall rule for him. His reward is with him. Who's him? His son. When he returns, his reward is with him and his work before him. He's coming to reap what he has sown. He's here to to get his inheritance. That's what he's doing when he comes. Part of his inheritance is getting to destroy his enemies, right? Part of his inheritance is taking captive all of those people which persecuted his people. That's part of his inheritance. His people, the elect of Israel, are his inheritance. That's his reward. All right? Not everything and not everybody. Verse 11, he shall feed his flock, not the entire world, not the church of Christianity. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arm and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with young. He has cares for his people. And if you are of the elect, he will take care of you. As a matter of fact, he's taking care of you right now. He's been taking care of you all your life, and you have not known it. You haven't been taken care of because you've been calling on Jesus. That has not been the case. He is not the power behind the prayer. You might have been calling on his name, but it wasn't Jesus that has been answering your prayers. It was he who you belong to. He knows that you're in darkness and you calling on that wrong name, but he knows there's certain of us that belong to him. And he chastised us while we were in that darkness, but he also preserved us with blessings to get us to this point, because he would never destroy those that belong to him. He knew that it was scheduled for a certain time for us to come out of that darkness and back to him. So while we were in that darkness, he preserved us. Right? Now he's gathering us with his arm, carrying us in his bosom, and shall gently lead those of us that are with young in spirit and young in years. All right? All right. So let's get Isaiah chapter 41, verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant. Thou, Israel, art my servant, the Most High is saying. Why is he not saying that all the people of the earth are his servant? Again, it sounds like he's specifically speaking to a certain group of people. But thou, Israel, art my servant. Jacob, whom I have chosen. Listen, he's chosen Jacob and his seed, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Y'all hear that? Thou, whom I have taken from the seeds of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, thou art my servant. I have chosen thee. And listen to this part, and not cast thee away. So that bullshit these Christians like to say, he came to his people and his own people received him not, and he got rid of his people. And, now we're all spiritual Israelites. Spiritual Israelites? Say that shit 3 times out loud to yourself and see if it still fucking makes sense. How in the fuck can you be a spiritual Israelite? Imagine how dumb I would sound and how much people would laugh at me if I said, me, a Negro man, I'm a spiritual white man. What the fuck did he just say? I know I look like a Negro, but I'm spiritually Asian. What the fuck did he just say? Sounds dumb as fuck, doesn't it? They're like, damn, it does sound kind of stupid when he says it like that. How come I never thought it like that before? Because you're a fucking dumbass. That's why you're in gross darkness. You're in gross darkness, in our darkness. That is a curse of the Most High. This book is not for you. It's for his people. Okay? That's why you didn't understand. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Not with everybody. I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. The right hand of his righteousness is Yahushua, who sits at his right hand man, his beloved son, his only begotten. That is the right hand of his righteousness. Verse 11, behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. Again, look, he's saying, My people have enemies. Everybody who hate my people will be ashamed and confounded. This is what's happening right now. Everybody who hates the so-called Negro, aka the true biblical Israel, they are being ashamed and confounded right now. They're confused and made ashamed because this entire time they've been persecuting the children, the true children of the Most High, the true sheep of Hamashiach Yahushua. And what does he say about them? They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. What does perish mean? To die, to be destroyed. If he loves everybody, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, see, he loves everybody. Why is he talking about killing people groups, entire nations of people? He's talking about killing and excluding. Again, the scriptures don't match. This is why they hate the Old Testament. Verse 12, thou shalt seek them and shall not find them, even them that contended with thee. Future prophecy that one day these people are going to be wiped clean off the map. And one day we're going to be walking around and we just go notice, like, wait a minute, y'all remember such and such people? Where the fuck did they all go? No, man, I ain't seen those people in a long time. I can't remember when's the last time I saw one of those people. Because the Most High is going to get them the fuck out of here. Can you hear me? You dig what I'm saying? Judgment is coming for all the enemies of his people. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. That's strong. That's heavy words. That is a prophecy. That is a promise. Promise to his people. That is his promise. His word does not come back void. It must accomplish that which he sent it out to accomplish. That is a promise that has not been fulfilled yet. So it's coming. It is coming. You better beware and be aware. All right, that right there is telling me I did hit my hour mark. All right, so I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up after this chapter, Israel. All right, let's get through this. All right, so verse 13. For I, Yahweh, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. That's what he's doing now. He's holding our right hand. He's telling us that we got nothing to fear, Israel. You got nothing to fear. If you're in the church, don't be scared to come out. Your blessings do not lie in the church. Don't be scared to separate yourself from those people who are in the church that you know and that you might care about. And those that you hold on to, you got to let them go. Worry about yourself. Save yourself. Run, quick, fast. Get out of there. He says, fear not. He got you. He will help you. Get out of there. Make the decision to come out, and he'll help you. Don't worry about it. Fear not, thou worm of Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, ye men of Israel, saith Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, not the Redeemer of the whole earth, thy Redeemer, the Redeemer of the men of Israel, the Redeemer of Israel, the Holy One of Israel. You see that? Listen, fear not, thou worm of Jacob, certain people group, seed of Jacob, ye men of Israel, being specific, I will help thee, saith Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, Again, why not call him the Holy One of the earth, the Holy One of all the peoples? Because he's not the God of everybody. He's the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. He's saying he's going to transform his people, his men, into a sharp threshing instrument having teeth, meaning military might and strength. He's going to raise up his men. One day, these weak ass so-called black folks that you're looking at right now are going to turn into the greatest military force the world has ever seen. That's why he says, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument. If it was those people over there, they already have a military. They already have teeth. They already are a sharp threshing instrument. He said, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains. What? The Most High is going to turn his men loose to go destroy mountains? What do he got against the mountains, man? Damn, what does the mountains do? Mountains didn't do shit. You got to understand spiritual matters, and you got to understand how to read this book. Mountains refer to people, and mountains specifically refer to a large group of people, people who are, and not large by, number of people, large by stature, power. Mountains are people groups with a vast amount of power. Thou shalt thresh the mountains, the other nations, the other strong nations, the other mighty nations. You will thresh them and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff. The hills meaning smaller nations of people, weaker nations of people. We're going to be fucking up everybody, big and small, all the nations that aren't us, all the nations that hate us. The Most High has judgment for you. He has plans on using his men to fuck them up. He does not love everybody. That is not in the scripture. Verse 16. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord Yahweh, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord Yahweh, will hear them. I, the power of Israel, will not forsake them. He says, I will not forsake them. So how can you people justify saying that he has gotten rid of his people, that he's thrown away the seed line? He threw away the bloodline. He said, I will not forsake them. He is not a man that he should lie. He cannot and will not. He said, it's his word. I, the power of Israel, will not forsake them. Them who? Israel. He said, I will not forsake my people. I am their power, and I will not forsake them. When the poor and needy seek water, seek water. This is the water, the living waters, the scripture, the word, the living word is the water. When they seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord, will hear them. That's what he did. He's hearing us right now. We were thirsting. We were seeking water. We were dying. We were poor and needy and seeking the living waters. There was none because we had false prophets and false teachers giving us the bullshit, having us in Christianity, feeding us Jesus, Jesus, and all the bullshit doctrine of Christianity. So our tongues failed for thirst. But now he's hearing us. His promise, I, the power of Israel, will not forsake them. He has not forsaken us. He is answering us right now. He is awakening his people. If you're in the church and you're of Israel, he's talking to you. If you are of the elect, you will hear him and you will come out, come into the congregation of the living and out of the congregation of the dead. All right. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up right here. And we'll definitely be back for part 2 in this video series before long. When I say before long, tomorrow I will be dropping the next installment in this video series. All right. I think I'm going to title it Christianity versus the Bible, or the Bible versus Christianity. One or the other. All right. This is going to be a long series, just like the Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death series. All right. Where I was dealing with correcting the law pushers and the Old Testament only Israelites and bringing our people out of those falsehoods that the Most High sent me to recover. And now he sent me to the Christians to recover my people that are scattered and dispersed inside of Christianity right now. and to also let those who call themselves Christians, let them be aware of their sins, let them be aware of their errors, because the Most High likes to make you aware of what you've done wrong before he destroy you, so that when he's destroying you, you know why you're being destroyed. He wants you to know why. He don't want you to just be destroyed. You know, there's certain people that he wants them to know why. Okay, so know that there's judgment on the horizon. Be very scared, depending on what side of the aisle you fall on. All right. So again, we'll put a bow tie on this one right there, and let us give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. All praise, honor, and glory is due. Peace, salutations, and many blessings to the elect of Israel out there. I hope you guys are listening and learning. I hope you guys are being edified. If you know somebody out there that this applies to and it doesn't apply to you, because you're already recovered, you're one of the recovered already, but you know you have family members out there that may be of the elect and they just need, you know, to continue to hear somebody to teach them. If they needed to hear a different way, maybe you said it 1,000 times, but maybe they just needed to hear it 1,001. Maybe they need to hear it a different way. Maybe they need to hear about it from somebody who isn't as close to them as you are, because as we all know, it's hard to get the people closest to you to listen to you, because they will never give you credit for who you've become. They'll always hold you accountable for who you were. Okay? So again, all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High of Yasharallah. To my people, Kwam Yasharallah. Stay strong out there. I'll see you on the next one, Israel. I love you. Shalom.